Welcome to the podcast with Kylie Nichols. I made the unlikely transition from stay-at-home mom to CEO of Nickel & Suede, a leading multi-million-dollar fashion company. At Nickel & Suede, we empower the everyday woman to step into her story more boldly, one life-changing accessory at a time. The goal of this podcast is to inspire you through my story and the stories of other powerhouse women to live the best version of your life. So grab a notebook, grab a pen, and get ready to get started with Kylie Nichols.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. It's good to see you in earrings again.
That is not your job. Just because you took over my Instagram stories recently does not mean you are now the new host of all things Kylie Nichols.
Is that going to be the intro to this episode?
I think so. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Thanks for tuning in Friday morning. We are glad to be back. Soren is with me today, and he had a little too much fun taking over my Instagram recently, so now he's just running with it.
Was it me or was it all your followers that had too much fun?
Oh my goodness. You're ridiculous. So we'll just roll right into it then. The podcast today. What we're going to talk about today is honestly what we've been doing recently. So it's perfect. Soren took over my Instagram stories recently while we were traveling. We went on a last minute out of town escape to Colorado. We went to Colorado Springs and Aspen for just a couple days. And we have not been on a kid-free, work-free trip since 2014, maybe. I'm thinking we went to Nashville that one time for a Maroon 5 concert, but otherwise, everything has been work or kid-related. So Soren said enough's enough. And Saturday, he said, I want to try to take you to Aspen to see the leaves for the fall. And we left on Sunday. So he arranged it all. He did great. We got flights, got everything. We went out there, had a good time. So you took over my Instagram and we had a good time. It was a good trip.
Why did I take over your Instagram? I don't remember what started that.
It was our morning hike that you just felt like being the host of, I think. So we went to Colorado Springs, and one of the things that Soren wanted to show me, but we ended up doing, was hiking the Manitou Incline. Our kids did it last year. Our oldest two boys did it last year with Soren, and it was really, really hard. I don't even know. What's the elevation on it? How would you describe it?
Hardest 0.87 miles ever is the way people on the internet describe it.
It was actually a 5-mile round trip hike.
4.5.
But it's completely up the mountain at a really steep grade, and it's steps. And I don't even know how many steps it is. I should have looked it up. But it is an hour and a half, 2 hours of serious stepping. So we went over to see it. He wanted to show it to me. And then somehow we were also in workout clothes. So we just started climbing it. I don't know. That was your plan.
That was my plan. I dropped subtle hints that you should bring some fitness attire.
Yeah. So Soren and I are really different. I think you guys probably gathered that. He loves to go on mountain climbing, rock climbing, ice climbing trips. My idea of a vacation is not climbing mountains. It's relaxing, eating out, shopping. And but Soren made it really easy. So on this trip, I had workout clothes with me, and it was just like, let's just see how high we can go. And we just started. So we turned on music and we climbed it. It was actually really pretty fun. It was really hard. Why are we telling you all of this? Well, partly because that was really out of my comfort zone to do on a vacation, to climb and do something hard. I haven't worked out in years, so that was hard to do. But when we climbed and we got to the top, we were enjoying, we were celebrating, we were looking around and checking out all the other people who had climbed. And there were all kinds of people.
So there's a couple. There's a pair, two people that we met that we want to tell your audience about.
Yeah. So I'm just getting to the story of.
I was dying with suspense. What is it?
Oh my gosh. I know. I'm so good at setting up a story. So we get to the top and we see this couple. It was a husband and wife, and they were being so supportive and positive. Everybody coming up, and they're just in a good mood and
taking pictures
for other people. They were feeding the chipmunks. The chipmunks were just like so cute and climbing everywhere. Anyways, they were noticeably nice, in a good mood, and kind to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And she had on like a "It's My Birthday" headband and two buns on top of her head, like I wear sometimes, and a little bit older than us. Anyways, so we just noticed them, and then like, wow, that nice couple. So why are you looking at me like that?
They were the bright spot in the room, is what it seemed like.
Okay. So then on the way, we started hiking down the mountain, which don't even get me started. I was done at the top. Like, just send me down in an escalator or something. I don't know. But we started walking down, and we saw this couple again, and we said, hi, like, you know, loved seeing you with the chipmunks. That was so cute. And said, I noticed it was her birthday headband was on her. And so we just said hi and kept going. And I know this is a really boring story up until now. We went a little bit further, and then I said, Soren, I said, we should give her a pair of earrings. And to set up why we would be giving her a pair of earrings, last week I mentioned we were doing our buy one, give one promotion, which is you buy one pair and then you get a pair to give away to somebody. The thought is to do something nice, to be kind. And so when I was getting ready for this trip to Colorado, I was like, I should do some buy one, give ones. Like, I should give some earrings away, take them with me on this trip. And so I had packed a few, and then everywhere we went, we just took some in my purse.
So even in our hiking backpack, I made sure to have a pair of earrings, at least one, in the backpack.
So you were like, actually, I have a pair with me. I do have one of those buy one, give one pairs. And it happened to be the spotted leopard mediums. And that was exactly the ones I wanted to give her. So I was like, it's her birthday. We should give her a pair of earrings. She's the right person to approach. So one thing I love about this promotion is that it's totally, for me, out of my comfort zone to approach somebody and like try to give them a pair of earrings. Like, and I hadn't thought about that before because I've never really participated in the same way. But I was like, okay, she's the right person. I'm going to go give her a pair of earrings. And so we got the earrings out of his backpack. Soren gave them to me. And then I turned around and went back up the trail and said, hey, is it really your birthday today? Like, I noticed your headband. And she said, it is. And I said, okay, well, I own a jewelry company, and last week we had this promotion called buy one, give one. And so I want to give you a pair of earrings to say happy birthday and, you know, good job. And then,
okay, hold on.
This is where Soren wants to take over.
We have had, lots of customers write in and tell us their give one stories. Here's what I did. Here's what I'm going to do. And they're all so rewarding and amazing to hear how they came up with their way of giving away a pair of earrings. And it always feels like, wow, I'm so glad we provided this opportunity for you to do this, and you're so making the best of it. Yeah. And so we got to experience that also. Yeah,
which is new. I give earrings away all the time. I send earrings to people secretly, all those things, but I've never participated in this way where I approach somebody and I say, I want to gift you a pair of earrings. And
so my version of this story is that it's so good you can't make this up. That's how good this is. So, all right, go ahead. Tell the story.
You'll have to add all your color. That's your job. So I said, I want to give you this pair of earrings. And she just lit up, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you.
And I'm about to cry, she said next. I'm going to start crying. And she did. Telling
you the story. Yeah. And so she said, it's my 50th birthday today, and I have been training and looking forward and preparing for this day for 2 years now.
They're from North Carolina. Mm-hmm.
And 8 years ago, she said they were hiking. They had come out to Colorado. Her husband was hiking with her boys, and she was
140 pounds heavier
and could not go do anything with them. And she felt like she was missing out. Her husband and her boys were hiking without her, and she's like, I don't want to be this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be able to participate. So I think it was 2 years ago.
So then 2 years previous, she decided to go on a program, a fitness improvement, her goal. Life improvement.
Yeah, she set the goal, and the Manitou Incline was her goal.
Capstone.
To reach this milestone. And so she said, I was so out of shape, I couldn't walk 50 feet without just like crying and blisters. And her husband said, yeah, she would come to my workshop every day. I'm a mechanic, and she would come and I would walk with her and help her walk. And that's how she started. It was just 50 feet.
It started 50 feet.
Every day. And she's like, but I just kept going every day. I just kept doing it. And so, and he was like, yeah, you wouldn't believe how hard that this woman has worked. She is amazing. She has worked so hard. She's lost 140 pounds. And we came out on this trip to Colorado and went up to the Tetons as well. And then this is the last day of our trip.
On her birthday.
And we just climbed the Manitou Incline. And she was so proud of herself. She was just the happy, glowing, confident. And it was so cool to have her be such the perfect recipient of a gift. And we said, well, our brand is all about empowering women and about doing things that are hard and stepping outside your comfort zone and reaching for goals. And you like embody this.
Right.
And we really want these earrings to mean things for people. And
to be a symbol of that. Right. So they literally became that symbol. As we said, here you go. You just finished your 2 years worth of work celebrating on your birthday, and here's a present. It couldn't have been a better spot to give someone a present. And for her, it seemed like a very fitting gift as well. She was the kind of person that would love a leopard print
her husband
spotted earrings.
She's a leopard
She's
gal.
all about that kind of stuff.
She's got her leopard shoes in the car, and so it was just really cool to experience the fact that it was the perfect earring for her, but also the perfect moment for her to receive something special. And she was like, can I give you a hug? And it was just so rewarding. We were all just like on cloud nine.
I couldn't believe it. I wanted to pull out my phone and just record it. This is gold. This is so good. I can't believe this.
Well, and then we communicated on social media later, and she said that trip almost didn't even happen too. She said my father-in-law passed away, and we had canceled everything but our plane tickets, and we just barely decided to finally make it happen and keep going. So yeah, it was really cool for me to be able to experience, and the reward of stepping out of my comfort zone to approach her and say, can I give you something, was met like a million times over.
So I want to emphasize that's why we had such a great experience, is because you were willing to try this new thing and take a look at the mountain and say, I think something inside me says I can do this. And then you did, and there's always a payoff for stuff like that.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that I point out to you and I noticed and I wanted to share with the audience, like, hey, this is a cool story, and it was great and so inspiring to me. Like, I need to get her on the podcast and hear her version of her story. But I was pointing out to you that in all the other things we did on our trip, we, went to the store, we drove around, we walked around, and the place where it felt most like we could give something to somebody like that was when we did something that was hard and we were in a place where there was stretching happening. And so I think that's really cool that when you do something like the Manitou Incline, or you do something like run a race, or you do something where you're reaching hard, a little outside of your comfort zone too, you're going to meet more people that are doing the same thing. Like everybody there was in that same boat. And so I don't know, you're not alone when you go to those places. There's everybody else there is also stretching. They're also having a hard time. They're also, growing like you are.
Putting themselves out there. I remember years ago when you went to a blog conference, you went there with I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm the nobody at the table. I'm going to just be me. And that's what attracted everyone to you, is that you were being just you instead of hiding. And so going into that space really makes it easy for everybody to kind of step in and be a part of it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you learned any other lessons from it, but really that to me was just the standout lesson, was just that whenever we step out of our comfort zones, we go do hard things, then we can be inspired by other people there and feel like, ooh, I can reach even further, or, oh my gosh, like I thought this was hard for me. Look at their experience. But also just that when you're looking for people like that and you're looking for inspiration, like that's kind of where you got to go. You got to go places where people are doing hard things. And had we not gone and done something hard, we wouldn't have found her to gift and to create that connection with, which is just really cool. And great experience for me as, you know, the owner, but also just as a person. So when you're looking to, I think, do something nice for people, that is finding somebody in a place where they've stretched themselves. It's just so rewarding. So anyways.
Well said.
Yeah. So did you have any other takeaways from it?
No color needed. That's great.
Yeah. So I need to contact her and say, come on the podcast. I want to hear about, you know, really what did it take for you to dig in and go the distance on that. I mean, not be able to walk a certain distance to get blisters, to be at a crying state and to consistently push through that.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's what I was telling you after, is I said, I don't think I could overcome that. Like, to do something every day that made me cry in order to reach a goal is pretty incredible. So I love people like that. I love that inspiration. To me, that makes me feel like, wow, I can do more. And so, yeah, it's just a great inspirational story. So anyways, we'll try to find her and see if we can have her on the podcast. Great job, Melinda and Robert. We're proud of you and we're glad to have met you. And if you guys participate in the Buy One, Give One promotion, or you want to do something nice for somebody, hopefully this story gives you kind of some ideas or inspiration on that, and really just stepping outside of our comfort zones and what that can do for us. So cool. Okay. Well, that's my takeaway for today. And we'll see you next time. Not you, Soren, but we'll see everybody else next time. You can see Soren on my stories whenever he takes over and does all the ridiculous things he does. But we'll see you guys on social media, and I'll see you next week on the podcast.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening today to With Kylie Nichols. I hope that today you felt empowered to take one more step towards living the best version of you. Tune in next week for another episode, and in the meantime, you can find us elsewhere on the internet. You can find me on Instagram at Kylie Nichols and at Nickel and Suede. You can also find us at nickelandswade.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.